My girlfriend mocked intimate details about me in front of her friends, so I broke up with her. It all started last Friday evening. One of my girlfriend's best friends had just returned from a trip abroad, and they decided to celebrate it. Initially, they planned to throw a party or something similar, but then they decided to go to a restaurant, and then head to one of the friends' houses to watch movies or do something else. Basically, it was supposed to be a girls' night out. There were about 12 of them. My older sister, who is close friends with my girlfriend and part of their inner circle, went with them too. It sounded like fun, and I wished them a good time. My girlfriend came over to my house before the gathering, and my sister took her to the restaurant where they all met. According to the plan, my sister was supposed to take her home and return to us afterward. We both live with our parents. They left around 6 p.m., and I wasn't expecting my sister back until 12 o'clock or 1 a.m., unless she decided to spend the night at a friend's. But unexpectedly, my sister came back alone around 9:30 to 10 p.m., and she seemed very angry and irritated. We asked her what happened. She said she was just really tired and not in the mood. I asked if she took my girlfriend home. My sister replied, "No, she can take a taxi." This was strange because she looked obviously upset. I know my sister. She's not the type to get upset easily. She even slammed the door and all that. The next day, her mood was a little better, but she was still angry. I started asking what happened, but she refused to tell me. She said nothing special happened. She was just tired yesterday and maybe wasn't feeling well. On Sunday, she finally told me. She said, "Listen, something happened that evening when I was with your girlfriend and her friends." I said, "Aha, I knew it." She continued, "You won't like what I'm going to say, but you need to hear it." The first thought that came to my mind was, "Oh, she's cheating on me." My sister started telling me how the evening went, how they had a great time at the restaurant, then went to one of the friend houses, started watching a movie, but didn't like it, so they didn't finish it. Then they couldn't pick another movie, so they started drinking and gossiping. You know, talking about exes and current boyfriends, relationships, and intimacy. My sister said, "Your girlfriend might have had a bit too much to drink and started saying things she shouldn't have said about you." I asked, "What exactly did she say?" My sister replied, "You don't want to know." I said, "You can't just start telling me this and not finish it. Tell me what she said." My sister replied, "I really didn't want to say anything, but since you're insisting, I guess you really have the right to know." And she told me what my half-drunk girlfriend had said about me. She joked that when we first started dating, I was a virgin and didn't know anything or have any skills. In bed, she mocked my inexperience and my pathetic attempts. The girls also laughed at the shape of my penis. It slightly bent to the side. I never cared about it before because I thought it wasn't that important, and most girls wouldn't mind. And my girlfriend never said anything about its shape, but now I feel incredibly awkward. She also said that I finished too quickly and make strange noises. I was like, what the hell? Why did she even talk about this? How drunk was she? It turned out she wasn't that drunk. She had a couple of glasses, no more. I said to my sister, "Why did you even tell me this? I'd rather not know. Now I just feel terrible." She replied, "I thought you should know what your girlfriend is saying." I just couldn't stay in the same room with her when she was saying it. That's why I got so mad and left early. After my sister spoke, she clearly felt better, but I couldn't understand why it had made her so angry. Yes, my girlfriend said unpleasant things about me, shared intimate details. And, of course, it hurt, but why did my sister get so mad? I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense. Can someone explain it to me? I feel awful. I'm depressed. It feels like instead of talking to me directly, she just mocked me in front of her friends. Is it right that I'm upset and hurt, or am I just overreacting? Was it normal for her to talk about this in front of her friends, even if they were gossiping? Should I bring this up with her and tell her that it hurt me? What if she tells me, "Just get over it," or "Forget it and move on," because it's nothing, even though it's not nothing to me? Maybe I'm just too sensitive. So, before we continue and find out what happened next, I suggest writing your thoughts in the comments, answering the author's questions. Personally, I think the situation is a bit ambiguous. On the one hand, It seems normal to talk about intimate details with your friends. But on the other hand, definitely not in front of your sister. As a brother, I'd feel very uncomfortable. If my sister's boyfriend talked about intimate details in such a mocking way, because my sister is a part of me, and if they mock her, it's like mocking me. I'm answering the author's question here as to why it bothers my sister. I believe that if the boyfriend didn't find out, she could have gossiped with her friends. But telling my sister is really not okay. But I guess many people in the comments will say that it's absolutely unacceptable to discuss this with friends. Well, okay, I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong, but I'm sure a lot of people do it. Let's continue update. The week has been full of events with many highs and lows. There's been a lot of chaos, but now everything has finally calmed down, and I have time to describe what happened. In the comments, some supported me, some criticized me, but that's normal. I'm grateful for all the advice. I hope this update will clear things up. When my sister told me what my girlfriend said about me, my mood was at rock bottom. It was a low blow. I suddenly realized that all this time, my girlfriend had been treating me much worse than I thought. Did she really look down on me because I was a virgin? Did she really think I was so bad in bed that it was worth mocking me in front of her friends? Or do girls always do that? I hope not. I also started to really feel self-conscious about my penis. I never thought there was anything abnormal about its shape. I thought a slight curve to the side was just a feature. I didn't think it would bother my girlfriend. Moreover, I didn't even know how abnormal it was in my life. I haven't seen that many penises. I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but I even Googled some pictures to try to understand if I had some kind of abnormality or illness. In the end, I realized I was exaggerating the problem, but my self-esteem still took a huge hit. I realized I need to talk to my girlfriend about this seriously. The more I thought about the situation, the more I started doubting myself, my actions, and my behavior. I stopped trusting even my own opinion about myself. Maybe I am really reacting too harshly. Probably, most likely. But I opened up to my girlfriend like I never have to anyone else before. I trusted her to be the first person I had intimacy with. I felt betrayed and deceived because she exposed my inexperience to her friends, mocking me. Everyone is bad in bed at first. It's not just me. And even if it were true, why didn't she tell me directly? I would have preferred to know and try to be better, rather than remain the object of ridicule. I really cared about her, and I wanted her to talk to me about these things, not to others. Of course, I felt terribly depressed and lost confidence in myself. My first reaction was completely wrong. I started pestering my sister with questions, demanding she repeat in detail everything my girlfriend had said. My sister didn't want to talk about it again, but I insisted, explaining that I needed it for a conversation with my girlfriend. My sister was clearly uncomfortable, but in the end, she repeated everything my girlfriend had said back then. I asked my sister if she'd mind if I told my girlfriend I found out everything from her. My sister sighed and agreed, understanding that my girlfriend would probably guess anyway. I asked my sister, "Do you think I need to talk to her about this?" My sister replied, "Yes, if you feel like you need to, but promise me you won't. Stay with her just because she was the first or out of obligation. I've watched you suffer because of her words all day, and I don't think she deserves you." After that, I started losing it with my sister and got really angry. I was mad at her for telling me everything. I said it would have been better if I didn't know. My sister initially apologized and tried to end the conversation, but I continued, attacking her, accusing her, and pestering her with questions. She stayed silent, clearly upset, then abruptly went to her room. I followed her and kept pressing. "Why did you even tell me this? Why did you think I needed to know?" I clearly went too far. My sister suddenly opened the door and shouted something like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe because I love you. Did you think about that for even a second? Go fuck yourself. I regret trying to protect you when she clearly doesn't care about you. But no, of course, run to her. You deserve each other." She called me a fucking idiot a few times and slammed the door in my face. I tried knocking and opening the door, but she already locked it and turned on loud music. For the rest of the day, my sister didn't leave her room, and I felt horrible. I was really ashamed of how I snapped at her. I realized that I'm 100% to blame for this conflict. I know I'll get torn apart in the comments, and they're right to do so. I deserved it. I acted like an idiot and was terrible to the only person who was on my side in this whole situation. I clearly acted without thinking and hurt someone close to me. In the end, I decided to talk directly to my girlfriend. The next day, I called her. She was in a good mood, happy to hear from me, and said she had been waiting for my call. We met, went for lunch, and I kept waiting for the right moment to bring it up, but I couldn't. She asked if she could stay with me for a couple of hours before heading home. I said, yes. It turned out her parents had guests that day, and she didn't want to go home. We sat at home, and I decided it was finally time to talk to her about it. My sister was upstairs in her room, listening to music pretty loudly, so I figured she wouldn't come down. I told my girlfriend, listen, I don't know how to start this conversation, but there's something that's really bothering me. What you said about me with your friends. Then I recounted everything she had told her friends. Her response was, is that it? I could tell something was bothering you. Is that all you wanted to say? After that, she started brushing it off, saying she didn't believe I was really upset about it. I told her she knew how much her opinion meant to me, that her words really hurt me, and that I thought she should apologize. She said, fine, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. She promised to never do it again. Then she started brushing it off again, saying it was stupid and not worth being upset over, that girls always discuss such things between themselves and make fun of their boyfriends behind their backs, that it's just a game. I told her that it hurt, and she just made a sarcastic face and seemed to laugh at me. Then my girlfriend asked me, how did you even find out about this? I replied that when you say something about someone in front of others, the information can easily reach them. She immediately asked, was it your sister? Yes. I said, but maybe you should have thought about it before saying something about her brother in front of her. She said, I knew it. I hate it when she's around, always acting like she's so perfect, like better than everyone else. I said to her, hey, that's my sister. Don't talk like that. But my girlfriend kept complaining about my sister, completely flipping the situation and blaming her for everything. She said that none of this would have happened, and I wouldn't even know if my sister had kept quiet. I tried to explain that my sister just cared about me and shouldn't be blamed. She replied, do you really think that? Your sister is always pretending to be holy but loves to stir the pot. She enjoys making drama. Why do you think she told you? I said, that's not true. My sister was just worried about me, and you need to stop blaming her. My girlfriend said, if your sister really cared about your feelings, she wouldn't have told you anything. Then my girlfriend started asking if my sister was home. I said my sister was upstairs in her room, but it wasn't the best time to bring this up. We stayed in the living room, and soon my sister came downstairs. As she was coming down, she called me, saying she needed to tell me something important. But when she saw us together, she stopped and said, oh, I didn't know you were here. There was an icy silence between them, and an awkward conversation started. The atmosphere was extremely tense. Then, unexpectedly, my girlfriend started, what the hell are you even interfering in our relationship for? My sister was so stunned that she just silently stared at her and didn't respond. My girlfriend continued, don't pretend you don't know what you've done. I know you always love to stir things up. Then she started blaming my sister, saying she couldn't be trusted, that she was a terrible friend and shouldn't even come to girls' nights if she couldn't keep her mouth shut. I had to intervene, but my girlfriend wouldn't calm down. An open argument broke out between them, and I kept trying to calm them down. Mostly, my girlfriend relentlessly attacked my sister. Tears appeared in my sister's eyes, and she turned to me. Why aren't you even defending me? Do you even hear what this ear __ is saying? How can you even be with her? At that moment, my girlfriend said she couldn't take it anymore and was about to leave. Before leaving, I told her I wanted to say something to her, and that's when I broke up with her. I didn't go into details, just said that I thought our relationship wasn't working out, and it would be better for everyone if we stopped dating. She was very upset and clearly didn't understand why. I explained that because of everything that happened, it would be better to break up. And also, considering the animosity between her and my sister, I just couldn't be with her anymore. She was upset, but it seemed like she understood. She asked, maybe we can at least stay friends. I said, maybe, We'll see. Right now, we definitely need some time apart. We hugged, kissed for the last time, said goodbye, and she left. My sister disappeared somewhere, and I thought she went back to her room. I went upstairs and saw her sitting on the bed, listening to music and staring at the floor. I sat next to her and tried to comfort her. I said I was really sorry, apologized for snapping at her and trying to blame her for everything. I repeated how much I regretted everything that happened and apologized for my girlfriend's behavior toward her. My sister replied that my girlfriend was right. She really was an idiot who always sticks her nose into other people's business, trying to ruin everything. She should have just kept quiet. I told her she did the right thing. I understand. She just wanted to protect me, like any brother or sister would. I told her I literally just broke up with my girlfriend a few minutes ago. My sister replied, "You made the right choice." I apologized again for making her go through all of this. I hugged her and asked what she was watching, but she clearly wasn't interested in what was on the screen. My sister confessed that last time with her friends was really fun, and now it was sad to think that they were having a great time without her, while she sat at home like a loser. Friday nights were their shared tradition, when the girls regularly went out together, so her upset was completely understandable. She lost that ritual and along with it, a whole group of friends. I asked her what restaurant they were planning to go to. My sister replied that they usually went to the same place every week. Apparently, it was pretty cool and trendy. I said, "Forget them, you don't need to stay home. I'll take you to a better place." At first, she thought I was joking, but I assured her I was serious. We changed clothes and I took her to a new restaurant I'd never been to before. It was insanely expensive. I spent more than $200 on both of us, but it was totally worth it. We had a great time, and the food was amazing. At least after that, her mood noticeably improved. I'm still ashamed of how I initially acted. I'm ashamed of my unjustified anger, rudeness, and recklessness toward my sister. Honestly, after breaking up with my girlfriend, I feel much better. I expected I'd be sad and have doubts about whether I did the right thing. But with each passing day, I'm more and more convinced that I made the right decision. Well, that's all. Write your opinion in the comments. Watch our previous video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, if for some reason you haven't done so yet. And good luck to you.